You told yourself you wouldn't do this again, but you got wrapped up in someone so tightly, and here you are. Oversharing, word vomiting, checking your phone every 3 seconds, trying to pin them down, and striving to be chosen. You know better, and it's like you're watching yourself doing these things and you can't stop it. And then afterwards, the shame spiral hits and you want to crawl into a hole and just disappear. I've been down in some holes too, my friend. And today we're going to rise on up so you can hop off of this hamster wheel of yearning and then reacting in ways that you later regret. And so that you can start showing up in ways that you actually feel proud of. So let's get your peace and your power back. Okay, so this urge comes online quickly, almost automatically, when you really like someone, even if you don't even know them that well. We try to fast track intimacy by spilling our guts, our history, our dreams. And then no matter how quickly things are progressing, it's still not fast enough. Because on some level we believe, oh, if I can just pull them in closer, I'll win them over. And then that'll mean something about me and what I'm worth. And then I can finally get some relief from the doubts, the restlessness of thought, the uncertainty about where we stand. I'll find salvation from the bowels of hell that is Tinder. But then things fizzle, and we're left feeling like shit. Embarrassed, exposed, swearing that we'll play it cool next time, but really not trusting ourselves to do it any differently when we're hit with those knee-jerk reactions. No shame here. This shit isn't personal. It's chemical. Your brain is responding to a cue, and it's been trained to then crave and chase a reward. So when you're really into someone, even if you don't know them all that well, they become the cue. Closeness becomes the craving, and the reward comes in microdoses. A reassuring text, a little bit of affection, some attention, feeling chosen, even briefly. So if your nervous system hasn't yet developed other means of creating reward or relief, that person becomes your source. They are your itchy mosquito bite and the calamine lotion. But relief is short-lived when it only comes from someone else. So you keep scratching because it's never enough. Even when they respond, even when they reassure you, even when nothing is wrong and things are technically fine, there's still that urge to close the gap, to eliminate waiting, distance, or uncertainty. And the anticipation alone is just enough dopamine to keep you doing the most, running yourself ragged on that damn hamster wheel. And maybe you can stop yourself from doing the most. You might have gotten really good at not acting on it, at being on your best behavior, but internally, you're still consumed, still replaying conversations, still scanning their every move or micro expression, creating interpretations about their tone or a pause, and scaring yourself to death with the conclusions that you jump to, still living in their head instead of in your body. And if you are doing the most with nothing to show for it but an anxious mind and a foot in your mouth, it's time to slow down. You don't need answers or reassurance. You need space. And space will set you free. Space is where choice comes back online. Space is where you stop doing things that you later regret. Space is where your intuition becomes audible again. Because, like I mentioned in the last video, what you've been chasing and pushing for might be totally wrong for you, but you can't see that when you're so consumed by this person. And let's talk about what space isn't. Space isn't about being cold or distant or playing games. It isn't punishment. It isn't manipulation, withdrawal, or shutting down. It is about freeing yourself from that old craving and reaction loop. Creating space might look like leaving your phone on Do Not Disturb for periods throughout the day so you can shift your focus elsewhere. Pausing before responding to a text so that you can check in with yourself first. Space means only texting back with intention, not to entertain yourself or to fix an uncomfortable feeling. And responding with intention doesn't mean that you have to be serious or rigid. By all means, you can still be playful, casual, flirty, human. Please do. But we're going to let that energy exist without using it to seek reassurance. That means you're not going to text these, hey, just checking in, or blah, blah fillers just to keep a foot in their orbit. No matter how tempting it is or how good it feels to be receiving attention from this person, like any other chemical substance you might enjoy, you gotta moderate that shit, okay? Your usage cannot be all consuming. If you are in their face and up their ass 24/7, your system does not have the space that it needs to regulate itself. And when you aren't together, but you're still obsessing over them, you're still feeding the loop, still keeping your system doped up on that anticipation. Space only works when you create new sources of reward. And this is where the real work begins, not in controlling yourself harder or in suppressing desire, but in learning how to stay with yourself and in your body, even when connection feels uncertain. And in the next video, we're going to start rebuilding that self-trust through somatic practices that help your nervous system settle so that you don't have to go chasing reward outside of yourself. And I'll see you there.